Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 26th of May 2022. I should say oracle card reading actually, because I went out and bought this deck. I don't know what they are like, and I want to use these today. So let's see what they look like and what these cards have to say about Thursday. So I think it's basically astrological symbols. Yeah, so Mars and Venus. So we've got the planets, and we got the signs, and then the houses. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, that is interesting. And then oppositions and sextiles and trines. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say about Thursday and what energy you'll be working with. I was really interested to see that because if I'm doing an astrology chart, I draw up your chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, time of birth, and then I've got this wheel in front of me with 12 houses, right? And I look at the planet, so let's say Mars, which is ambition and drive, then what sign it's in. So if it's in Aries, the sign it rules, then it's all about moving ahead. And then I look at the house. So it's the energy, how that energy is expressed, and in what area of your life it expresses itself. So let's see if the cards are going to talk on that level as well. Are you going to talk, cards? Here we go. First, we've got the moon. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to go on Amazon and buy cards in future because there's a shop around the corner from me where I got these cards, but they're all in German. So, I mean, it doesn't make much difference. But okay, so let's see. We've got the moon. Then we've got the 11th house, which is community and, wow, what's this? Technology. I always think of the 11th house as community, friendship, and hopes and dreams being realized, what could be in future. And then we have the first house. We have the self and identity. Okay, so we've only got one luminary, one planet, which is the moon, and that's about your feelings and your subconscious. It's really what comes naturally, what you're able to tap into. So the intuition is governed by the moon, kind of making sense of things by listening to your inner voice. Then the 11th house, so that's kind of friendship and community, so it'll be easy for you to connect with people and to socialize and to learn from them. And also it's good for relationships because the moon is very much, it can be seen as the empress as well, or the mother. And it's those nurturing feelings that are all about authentic love, or the kind of love that's selfless and that's reliable and consistent. And the first house, so it could be love for the self as well. So it's interesting because it's a very personal day here via these cards. And they're saying that connecting with your higher self through meditation or prayer, that's going to be really easy. And if you're trying to make a connection there or get some answers or have some sort of spiritual awakening, all of that is really accessible and available to you. Then also, if you channel spiritual energy, the moon here supports that. So if you connect to higher beings, or you're kind of doing automatic writing or automatic drawing, those kind of things will work nicely. Any kind of healing and intuitive work, they kind of go hand in hand, and so does creativity. So if it's healing through singing bowls, or having a Reiki session, or going for an intuitive reading, or doing an intuitive reading, or composing some new music, all of those things are going to come naturally. And then you're in touch with your positive feelings. You're in touch with those feelings that make you feel grounded and at home. Like the family traditionally provides you with that feeling of I belong, and I know people care about me, and if I turn my back, I can rely on these people, they're going to be here. So that's something that you can connect with through your friends, but also building relationships which are more romantic and have to do with love. The subconscious, that means that you could get messages via your dreams. your intuition. You could get messages from the world via signs and symbols. But it's important to pay attention to what's going on for you internally, because that's really the best thing to rely on today. We don't have the sun floating around. We don't have Jupiter, good luck, that you can just rely on. The sun being your identity and kind of discerning and making things happen yourself. Again, oh, this is interesting because it's kind of similar to yesterday. It's very much about going with the flow and tapping into these undercurrents of consciousness and opportunity. So 11 in numerology is the master number of service, and using your intuition to connect with other people will help you to find a solution if you're, I don't know, with friends or colleagues or family members, and someone brings up an issue, you'll have something to contribute. It's a good time to spend with other people. So whether it is to problem solve or whether it's just going out for the day and having a good time, or working as a team and kind of brainstorming and coming up with a joint kind of project, all of those things are good. And technology, that's interesting to me. So technology, I often associate with Aquarius, which is an air sign that has to do with being of service to humanity. Oh, okay, so that's interesting. So Aquarius is about teaching, it's about learning. And obviously if it's a good day to spend with other people, then it's also a good time to obviously have a chat and to learn from other people. So actually that says that if you do have any issues that are unresolved in your life at the moment, opening up to other people and getting feedback or their experience may help you. And then it's this energy that has to do with invention and education and looking at the future. So you may come up with some amazing technical ideas or concrete information that you can apply and use in some way by listening to your feelings. But here we've got this image, we've got these two hands, and we've got all the planets and things in the middle. So the two hands, to me, kind of are creating a sphere of energy. And it's about community, obviously joining hands together, you and a friend. So there's a lot of power in your relationships to other people and to your higher self. You're wide open in terms of you're willing to receive what other people have to offer you, and there's good stuff there. So you have a lot of resources to draw upon if you're trying to problem solve particularly. And then we've got the self and identity. So what I really like about this is we've got the sun here at the center. The sun in a birth chart is really what you're striving towards. So if the moon is the subconscious, then the sun is the conscious. It's what you're aspiring to be. It's what energizes you. And here, this looks like Virgo to me. We've got a connection with nature and letting your environment warm you as such. So I think there's nice balance here because we've got the sun and the moon in both cards and then just the moon. There's nice balance between your feelings and what's going on underneath the surface. And if you look at that long enough by meditating or praying or reflecting, contemplating, then that jumps up and breaches the surface and you're able to implement your feelings and ideas into your identity and into yourself and what you're doing on a social level. And on a level that has to do with creating new ideas and content. So this says you're very much in control. Virgo is about analysis and detail and making sense of things. So again, research is super supported by all of this. Virgo loves lots and lots of information and can't be overwhelmed. And the more the merrier, really. So if there is something that you want to educate yourself about, some new ideas that you want to work with, a whole new subject that you want to learn about and educate yourself about, go for it. But then because it's self and identity, it's even learning about the self and things like personal development and self-help. So if there's an issue that you've got, there are a lot of super helpful books and audio books and all types of resources that you can really use to overcome those things. When I first got into looking into spirituality and self-help and stuff, I really read everything, and there were a couple of highlights like overcoming depression that was given to me, and I read that, and it was just super helpful. And then things by Louise Hay, you know, how to love yourself and how to kind of lay off yourself first and foremost. That was super helpful to me. I did things like Kriya Yoga, like how to breathe. Wayne Dyer, Babaji? No, that was great. Anyway, so there are loads of resources, and they really can help the self. Because a lot of things you just read and you're like, oh, okay, that was great, and then on to the next thing. But some things really stick, and they change the self. You know, I've heard people say, oh, you did something because you read a book about it. It's like, yeah, I did. That book had an impact on me, and the information actually connected and resonated, and I did something with it. So it's a great day for personal growth. It's a great day to socialize and to have fun, and to let your feelings guide you in the right direction. And obviously to educate yourself formally by doing courses and academia and education, all that, but informally by simply chatting and talking to people and socializing. So number-wise, I'm going to count this as a 1 because it doesn't have a number. So 1 and 11 is 12, and another 1 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4, and 4 is security and structure in numerology. So all this really comes together so that you're more comfortable in a social situation, you're more certain of yourself, and you don't always feel like an outsider or like you have to rush things. You feel solid and calm, and you're able to connect with people on that level, and it all feels very organic and natural. So that again says to me it's a great day for romantic relationships too. If you're feeling yourself and everything makes sense, you're going to put your best foot forward, and you can meet someone who's your equal, who's vibrating on that same frequency. So with the number being 4, if you want to bring more structure into your life, whether it's through learning or relationship or personal development, then this is a fabulous day to do it. So I hope you have a great day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And I use the tarot, I use numerology and astrology in my personal readings. I don't usually use oracle cards in my personal readings. If you have any questions about your life purpose or your social life or your intuition or healing ability or psychic ability, or anything at all really, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.